All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Coyote Radio Show and podcast. We got a great guest today. Austin Hamilton's with us. Um, Great artist. He kind of showed up on my radar early last year and on an Instagram reel on a song called Cover Your Tracks. Great tune. Go check it out on YouTube. I promise you won't be disappointed. But since then, we've met, we've hung out, got him here in town, watched him perform. And like I said, he's a great artist. So he's put him on the radar. He's definitely one to watch. And we're going to talk to him in just a minute about everything that's coming. There's a few things I want to mention first. If you haven't, backtrack. We got a couple good episodes that we just did back in November. One was with Colton of the Dead South, and a lot of banjo talk on that one. So check that one out. Was able to sit with him briefly before a show in Indianapolis. Good guys. But that one, and before that, we had one with Hill Country Devil, Hayden. He's been on a hiatus for a while. He's back in the game. You'll see him on the road. You'll see new music. You got a lot coming out of him. Great interview with him. And we also did a little field recording, which turned out awesome. I'm proud of it. But great song that's new that he put out, unreleased anywhere. If you definitely want to backtrack and check it out. Speaking of that music video, we shot that in a barn here, which I gutted and in the process of turning into a new studio for podcasting and shooting music videos, art, listening room. I would like to have some live shows in there, invite people out, kind of like a house show, bring your own dish, potluck style, and hear good music on a weekend or something. But anyway, if you would like to help me with that project, that a dollar goes a long way. There's a donation link below, or simply just buy a hat or a t-shirt and the merch at Coyote Radio Show and Podcast.com. I hate asking for money. It seems weird as hell, but I am going to throw it out there. If you buy merch, I won't feel as bad. At least that way you actually get something out of it. But all the help goes a long way. It's going to take a lot to do what I'm thinking out there with all the 2x4s and insulation and doors and you name it. But it's going to be sweet when it's done, and I'll be definitely posting about it. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover, except for one last thing is thanks to the sponsors that helped this, go. We got Duke's Indy, Bard Distillery, Jam Nation. They've been with me all year, and it's been good. That links below. Go check out venues and their products and what they all do. So shout out to them. All right, that's enough rambling. Let's go talk to Austin. All right, Austin Hamilton's with us. What's going on, man?
How we doing, brother?
It's good seeing you again. It's been a minute since summer.
Yes, it has. That was a good old time.
When was that? I forget.
Man, I
That
am
might
the
have been
worst.
September.
I am the worst with time.
I don't even know. Whatever it was a great time. You were here in Indy and played at Duke's. And I
Yeah,
loved
it
it.
was September 13th.
Okay, that's right. We did the
September
whole Friday.
13th at Duke's Indy, yeah. That was an
Yeah.
awesome show. Bill Taylor, Appalachian Heathens are awesome. Hunter Flynn, been listening to both of them for a while, so that was awesome to get to hang out with them and do a show.
Yeah. Good. So how you been since? Just keeping busy with everything in the music world?
Yeah, I mean, I know that morning we woke up kind of hungover and tried to do a podcast, and that wasn't really the best move. But
We stayed up till 5 a.m., so it wasn't the best move to try and wake up and do it.
It was worth it, though, I'll say. And I drove straight from Indiana to Cleveland to do a show. I think it was 6 hours, and I was dead. I played for like 3 hours there, and and yeah, but that was a great time. I appreciate the hospitality, letting me crash, and hanging out at the fire and picking around the fire. It was an awesome night, man.
That was. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, Thanks for being on. And I've told you this all before in person, but ever since I've seen you on social media, I've been a fan. Cover Your Tracks is a song that first grabbed my attention. Some reels of that, I think, running around on Instagram, I believe, and I was like, man, this guy's got some soul right here. I like it.
That's one thing I liked about I don't know if it was one of Hunter's t-shirts or something, just something that he said, but he calls it Appalachian soul music.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good way to put it. That's what I'm going for. I appreciate that. That's the song that I think caught most people's attention. You know, I'm just getting started, but it was cool to kind of see something kind of latch on in a way that um, nothing I've ever done before has, and I think that's usually kind of the way it goes for people. You get one song catches people's attention, or you've just been doing it long enough where people start to catch on.
yeah.
And I think,
Break through some barriers and be seen and be heard. Sure, it's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and that's the song that I wrote about addiction, which is something that I think most of us have struggled with, even if not personally, but struggled with having a loved one that's gone through it. And Cover Your Tracks is kind of a double meaning, because I wrote it with the intention of talking about having somebody close to you feel like they need to leave their hometown and cut ties with you, even if you're not a person that was involved in the same stuff as they were. But just maybe that person needs to get away from everything that they're used to kind of turn a new leaf, start a new chapter in their life, and break away from that temptation. So that's about a guy leaving Northeast Ohio to get away from that temptation and try to better his life. And I was trying to throw in there a little bit about the concept of, as a friend, I want to help you, but also at the same time, I could be enabling you to keep up with your same habits. And so the guy in that song lends his buddy a car to get out of town and better himself. But with that car, he also gives him a jar of moonshine to take with him. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yep.
little bit. He's covering his tracks on the way back. I had a family member that just recently passed due to heroin addiction, couldn't get back on track. And that's, I think, kind of where the concept of Cover Your Tracks came up as an analogy for leaving your past behind.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you're right. I think all of us either have been through it or know someone going through it, friends and family. It's definitely an issue in this country for sure. But well written song. It definitely grabbed me, like I said. So
Thanks, man.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate, like you said, in some way.
Yeah, it's been fun doing it. We actually just got done with a rehearsal downstairs. I got a studio in the basement here, so we got Dan George the Fourth on the drum kit, and Evan Stone on lead guitar, Eric Radcliffe on the pedal steel, and then Max Rush is playing electric and upright bass. And so taking that song from being a solo song with me to incorporating it into a full band song has been super fun. So we've been doing that. We're just rehearsing for a show we got coming up. I believe it's January 11th at Eagles Club in Lakeview, Ohio, at Indian Lake. And we got, there's Mountain View Talent is putting that on. He has, called, he has a female duet opening for us. I think they actually have a full band too, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have the duet for this show. But man, for some reason I can't remember the Indianis.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know them?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So we're getting ready for that. We got with Christmas and New Year's coming up because we usually rehearse on Tuesdays. So that's landing on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So that's
Yeah.
two nights we're not going to have it, but we're figuring four good rehearsals before that one. Get out there, do that. I think we're going to grab an Airbnb. That way we don't got to drive. It's only like 3 hours, but after a
Right.
show, it's not what you want to do. So,
Exactly.
so
So,
yeah.
since it's your first time on, I kind of want to backtrack and kind of start at the beginning. Like, let everyone know where you're from, uh, how you got into music, and maybe, you know, musically what's inspired you, artists,
Okay.
bands,
Yeah,
whatever.
background story, right? So, I grew up in a more rural area than where I'm at now. Only about maybe like an hour east of me because I'm right up by Lake Erie, Ashtabula County, a place called Roaming Shores. So it was on a lake and basically a little lake town surrounded by cornfields and woods and whatever. Um, so I grew up out there, and then I think it was start of high school. Um, Moved a little bit more west, which is quite a bit less rural, more suburbs. So it was a bit of a change, but so that's kind of part of where my roots come from, being into country music in general, and then also my father's side of the family grew up in Kentucky, and so that side of my family is quite a bit more, southern accents and everything. So I get that side of it from them, and they were all musicians. So like my dad's a bass player and singer. They've played with a number of big names and big acts that I don't remember who it was that my dad played with and who it was that his brothers played with or anything like that. But they had a band called the Hamilton Brothers Band, and he ended up getting me into playing drums uh, when I was young, and then I decided I wanted to learn guitar, and it was kind of the thing that everybody says, taught me G, D, and C, and played them a little bit, hung the guitar up on the wall, and didn't touch it for years, and then maybe came
Yep.
back to it a couple times, and then, I never really, it never really was something that grabbed all my attention or that I really dove into until I'd say like my senior year of high school. I was sitting around at home and I was listening to Jack Johnson, a song called Flake. I'll never forget it because I'm just strumming the chords once and I'm humming along and I kind of went, oh shit, if I only strum each chord once, I could probably sing while I'm playing. And then it kind of built from there, and I started adding some rhythm. But I've always been more of a singer than a guitar player. So that was what really got me going. And then playing around campfires and stuff like that. You get a little feedback from people that they like it. You start taking it a little bit more seriously. I think I kind of set it down again for a little bit, and then I want to say probably like 6 years ago. I was working construction because after high school I was in the bricklayers union, and I figured, well, maybe I could make a little extra money from this, if people like to hear it. So I went and bought some equipment and figured I'd just do the local thing, and get some gigs, make some extra money on the side, and then places started contacting me to wanting me to play at their venues and just restaurants and bars around here. They'd hear people talk about it, and so then eventually it got to a point. I'd say about 2 years ago now, where I was like, well, I'm making a little more money from music than I am from my journeyman wage. So I enjoy playing music better than laying brick. So
Yeah.
I kind of decided to. I was actually working for my dad's company at the time, doing more excavating and concrete, and I just was kind of saying to him, I think that I gotta see where this goes, and he did the same thing. He played music his whole life, so he said, you know what, if you don't give it a shot, you'll regret the things you don't do, not the things that you know
Yeah.
that you do that don't work out. Um, so that's when I stopped working my day job and picked up a couple more gigs, and then I kind of got to a point where I go, okay, well, if people are liking it, and I'm writing songs mainly about mental struggles that I go through, or people that I love and care about have gone through, and figure if I can help anybody out in any way possible, if my music helps people out, that's a bonus. If people don't think it sounds shitty, that's great too. Uh, but but
Yeah.
but I'm having fun doing it, and I just kind of got to a point where I thought, well, I don't, I'd rather kind of. I started writing my own songs and figured, well, I might as well take it on the road, because people have told me around here that it's made an impact on them. So might as well see what comes of it. And I think the struggle has just been realizing that if I'm going to be on the road and doing all that, I'm going to need some help from somebody. So luckily, Julie from Smoke Show Entertainment reached out to me, and we've we got some things in the works, and it seems like it's going to be a fun road to go down. But it's just it's a new thing for me to get out there and start doing more shows out of state and stuff. But so far, it's been a lot of fun. People I've been meeting have been great. I know there was people at the show that you got me out to at Duke's Indy that talked about that Music Cares
Yeah.
organization. Yeah, that was just awesome to hear about. So I don't know too much about that. I pulled it up on my phone. I still have it on there. I got to go in and make an account.
Yeah.
Learn more about that.
Yeah. It's a cool, thing. I kind of got involved with Music Cares through the festival, which we've been talking about. Um, for people listening that don't know, we had a festival last year called Pickin' in the Backwoods in Southern Indiana. It was 2 days of awesome music. We had 30 bands. It was insane. But we worked with Music Cares, which helps individual musicians with absolutely everything. I know artists that have trouble paying for insurance. They chip in on that. Or if you get stuck on the road, van breaks down, you're with a touring band and you miss your gig, so you lose out on money, and then you're stuck with they'll help you with that. They'll find you a place to stay. There's so much. There's so much they do, and they're backed by the Academy. So there's a ridiculous amount of money that's donated, but it all
Oh
goes to
yeah,
good places. So
yeah. Because they said there's no subscription fee or anything like that.
nothing.
I was thinking, how does this work, man? That's amazing.
Yeah, I think their largest donors are like Tom Hanks. Big time actors and celebrities that fork over a lot of money, and it goes to places like that.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it's pretty wicked. Once I learned about it and started going through, and it seemed like it's fake until
Right.
uh, I
Right.
talked to
Yeah.
actual people that use that resource, and they're like, "No, it's real." I'm like,
Yeah. Because I was just saying,
bro,
there was in between my construction days, there was a short period, well, pretty decent period of time, I guess, like 5 years that I was selling life insurance. So I got wrapped up into the whole sales thing there for a little bit, and it was fun. I did well at it, but I kind of knew that that wasn't something I wanted to do. But after that, I was kind of thinking with the doing music full time now, I'm thinking about how it's difficult for, you'd think that there'd be an insurance company that would have specific plans or cater specifically to people in different fields like this, where it's obviously
yeah,
not provided, but definitely a field that's in high demand. It would suck if we went out everywhere we went out, there was no live music, so
yeah,
but
that would be terrible.
I got to take care of the people that are
I'd be
doing
so
all those.
depressed.
Yeah, I got a buddy that sells health insurance, so he set up my plan for me, and that's fine and everything. So it doesn't come out of my paycheck; I pay it myself.
Yeah.
But you get a
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So anyone listening, I'll put the link below in the description if you want to go down that rabbit hole and check out their website. I think it's musiccares.org.
yeah. I
But
think it's
if
music
not,
care.
the link's
Music
down there in the
cares.
bottom.
I believe it's with one C, like music and cares share the C in
Okay.
the end and the beginning, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. And also within that, since I brought up picking in the backwoods, did you notice the hat?
Oh yeah.
It's fancy. We'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag and let everyone know. We're booking already. The dates haven't even been announced yet, but hopefully this week they will be. If not, they're August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And Austin has agreed to jump on the lineup. So thankful for that. It's going to be awesome. We did
Even
it a
more
year
excited.
earlier, or a week earlier this year, so we don't conflict with back to school schedules. So I don't have kids, so I didn't realize how conflicting that was. I had a lot of people tell me that was messing their scheduling up. So I was like, okay, well, we'll move it up a week.
Yeah, that's tough. Something I don't deal with personally, but
Yeah.
I could imagine. But yeah, I was at Laurel Cove. Uh, First time I met you in person. I know we had talked a couple times before that. It's funny we were camped right across the little
Yeah.
path from each other. There was maybe 30 campsites on that little road
Yeah.
off the side of a hill. Got to drive to it, and I'm like, "Hey, I know you."
That's what I was like, hey, I know you too.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Small world.
wild. So, yeah. So then I know you told me about picking in the backwoods. I wanted to make it out there, and I was just like, man, after getting back from Laurel Cove and doing all that, and then I had another. I went out to Mountain Music Fest. I think it's in West Virginia. Um, Buddies of mine in a more kind of they call it the alternative jam band. So they're called the Kind Thieves, but they're an awesome band, man. So we opened for them when they were in town here in Cleveland in my last band, and so we kind of established a little bit of a relationship with them. They told us about their festival out there, Mountain Music Fest. So we went out and did that, and then we did Laurel Cove, and then I was like, man, I really want to make it to picking in the backwoods, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it out, but couldn't be more excited to be there this year, and rather
Yeah.
than just going to have the honor to play there is going to be awesome. I've been listening to a lot of Low Water Bridge Band. I've been really liking them lately.
Yeah. Those guys are killer. They,
So they were on it
they,
last year, right?
they were on last year. They have that, Appalachian soul that we discussed.
Yeah, that's the
I
stuff
think they
I
really
like.
do. I think they actually, who was it? No, it was 49 Winchester. I think they have a sticker that says that 49 Winchester does.
Oh
Appalachian
yeah,
soul. And they
nice.
fit right in that too. Like it's a good,
Yeah, we actually, me and my band warmed up to one of their songs tonight called "All I Need."
yeah,
Yeah, we were having fun with that one, warming up tonight before rehearsal. So that was cool. I think we're playing for. I think this show at the Eagles Club on the 11th next month is um, obviously Indiana's opening for us, and then I think we're playing for like 2.5 hours or something like
oh
that.
yeah. You
So
gotta
I figure
bring,
we'll throw in some covers that we like, for a 2.5 hour
yeah, that's a
show.
long set.
I think we're gonna do that one. We touched on Wondering Why, Red Clay Strays, so just some songs we like, like to listen to, work those into the mix.
Right. So, you mentioned band. Um, I guess what's the layout now for the folks listening that are new to you? Like who's
Yeah,
on what
so
instrument and all that good stuff.
what we've been running is I think I said before, Dan George the Fourth is on drum kit. We got Evan Stone on lead guitar. We got pedal steel, Eric Radcliffe, and then we got Max Rush on electric and upright bass, and then we have a fiddle player, um, Michaela Pearl, and she's been singing backup vocals with me as well, harmonizing and stuff like that. So that's been fun. But 6 piece, 5 piece, it's we don't know. She's a music therapist, so she plays instruments and sings for um, I think more kids that need music therapy or whatever it is, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
But and then she plays in some orchestras and stuff like that. So I don't know how available she's going to be, but she's been doing some shows with us, and as far as traveling goes and stuff like that, we'll see how available she's going to be moving forward. But I guess the way I kind of look at it is more so than like we have our core band members, but this is a new arrangement for us. We kind of retired our last band, and kind of we're running more with the songs that I've been writing, and kind of going with what's sticking, because you kind of just put songs out and, whatever you like playing. It's kind of, I guess, for lack of better words, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. So,
Yeah.
so we had Cover Your Tracks kind of stuck to a few things. So we figured we'll go in that direction, which is my intention from the start. So with that, we've gone through a lot of changes and putting together the new ensemble. And originally I was kind of thinking, let's get as many people that want to be a part of this, that want to come to rehearsals and be a part of it, available, learn the material and rehearse together and do whatever. And then that way, if somebody can't make it somewhere, we got someone else. So we had fiddle, we had three lead instruments. So fiddle, pedal steel, and lead guitar. And my original idea was, well, if one or two can't make it, at least we have one lead instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's looking like the core group of it is going to be us six, and then whoever can make it to what, and it's so new that we don't even have a name for it. So we're trying to figure out a good name for the band. If anybody has any good ideas that might listen to this, but that way, just to kind of let people know, if I'm on a flyer, if my name's on a flyer for an event, it can say and the band name, just so people know that the full band's going to be there. I was super. Me and my drummer went to go see Nolan Taylor at a local venue here called the Grog Shop, and we walked in and we saw drums and other instruments set up, and I'm like, "There's no way there's going to be an opener that has a band, and then Nolan playing solo after. I wouldn't think." So then the opener, he was actually at Laurel Cove too. Nat.
Oh, Nat Myers.
Nat Myers, yeah,
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 he's
he was
great.
awesome. That was our first time hearing him too. So, um, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's a different show. That was for someone else, but I think who opened for Nolan Taylor was Logan Halstead,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. So Logan Halstead opened for Nolan, and then we got to see him with his full band, and we had no idea that the full band was going to be there, because on the advertisement and the flyer and everything, it just said Nolan Taylor. So that's kind
Yeah.
of
It's kind of
something.
confusing.
Well, and it was an awesome surprise. We were
Yeah.
hyped up when we saw that the full band was going to be there, and every time I talk to Nolan, he's just such an awesome guy, man. I know
He's so good.
he commented on my Cover Your Tracks video, because in that video I was wearing his hat.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
that,
I do remember that.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
So that was
now
cool.
Ward Davis will comment on this interview. That now you got a
Oh
Ward
yeah,
Davis hat.
yeah. Ward Davis is the man.
He's
He
a nice guy too. I've talked to him a couple times
he
at
really
shows.
is, man. Yeah, he came into town and did a show at the Beachland Tavern, and they know me there. They'll ask me to fill in for some people if they cancel, or if they need a local support act or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was for his show, was that the original opening act couldn't make it for some reason. So they reached out to me like a week before the show, and they're like, "Hey, can you open for Ward Davis?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." so so
Absolutely.
yeah, I went and did that and talked to him. He gave me this hat, so it's been my daily head cap as of lately, because I know I got that Coyote Radio Show hat from you when
Oh
we were
yeah,
at
yeah.
Jake's Indy. I was out one night with a buddy of mine, just started playing mandolin. We're out one night doing whatever we're doing. and I crashed at his place. I woke up. I said, "Hey, you know where my hat is?" And I haven't seen it since.
You lost it. I'll get you a new one.
yeah.
I'll
yeah.
have to get you a new one now.
I need another, or maybe a pick on the backwoods one.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So yeah, man, you're pot committed. You know, got a full band, got some uh like what would you call a smoke show entertainment? But is that a management company or is it a booking
Mhm.
agency? Like, what do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Julie's my manager, and because basically what it was I kind of I wanted to start doing gigs, you know, outside of my local area, and I found that, you know, if I just went out to North Carolina. My aunt and uncle moved out there on Lake Norman, um, right by there. And so I figured if I'm going to go out there and visit them, I might as well book a gig out there, you know, and get started on this and start making little, you know, weekend getaways and start booking some gigs and kind of get out of my local area a little bit, whatever. And, you know, I found that what I was running into was, well, you know, have you ever played in this area before? And I go, no, that's why I'm trying to.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and that turned into kind of a thing where it's, you know, I realize that there's more to it than just jumping up and going, and I respect people so much that can do that, but I kind of felt like I know nothing about the music industry. I know nothing about, you know, I'm green as they come, and just playing music for fun, and, you know, playing what
Yeah.
I like. Um, and so I just kind of figured I need some help. So I reached out to some people and sent that video. I figured people like that, maybe it'll catch someone's eye. And I think I think that they were like done they were done with building their roster for the year. And I think she messaged me back and said, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for." Like,
This is too good. We're squeezing you in on the roster.
yeah, so that meant enough to me where I was like, okay, I'll see what this is all about. And she's just been awesome. I mean, really helping us out a ton, and you know, I think she deserves more than what she gets from us, but hopefully we can return that one day.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. It's just some, you know, it can be a slow grind. Um, I'm just like you as far as the business side of things in the music industry. I've only scratched the surface. I've promoted a few shows, did the festival last year, but that was an eye opener because I was doing like the, you know, booking, figuring out lodging for all these people. I mean, we had
Oh, yeah,
70
a lot.
beds, and
That is a
my
lot.
wife and I basically just we went all in on it. You know, like it consumed a lot of our time, our free time, but at the end of the day, it was so worth it. You know, it was a
Yeah.
weird feeling when it was happening. Like I didn't. It was like, did we really just put all this together? Like
Well, that's a that
knowing
was
what the hell was going on, and
the
we
lineup you guys had, and obviously with the podcast and everything, you have, you know, all the right connections for it. We were my buddy bought 36 acres out here, about 40 minutes from me, and it was all logged and cleared. Um, but he got a house out there in Geneva, and you know, 36 acres. So we're exploring it. there's a bridge going across a little creek, like probably maybe 20 feet wide or something like that. So we go back there, we get a vehicle back there. There's paths. We're cutting it and chopping it down. Then there's a big wide open area where they logged everything. So all the trees are down. There's probably 2 foot deep of just chippings, wood chips. And um, so we go, why don't we build a stage back here and throw a festival back here? So
Yeah, yeah,
so our other friend took a bunch of scrap wood. He'd bring in his pickup every time they had a load they were getting rid of, and we had this big giant pile of scrap wood. And we built a stage on some tree stumps, and it's still there. But we threw two festivals, I think, just local,
yeah.
local acts and stuff like that. I don't know I think it was the second one we did. It was a little bigger than what we had anticipated, and we were it was overwhelming. We were kind of like, all right, let's not do this anymore. On his property he lives at and stuff like that. And the city's showing up trying to shut us down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was dealing with stuff I had no idea. The fire marshal had to come. We had to get insurance. We had to, all that stuff. But it was a good learning experience.
yeah, yeah, we didn't do it right.
No,
We didn't jump through those hoops that you're supposed to.
no.
So.
I wish we could have done it that way. It would have made my life a lot easier. But
Right, yeah. Well, then it
that's the
doesn't.
last thing I need to do is do something like that and get sued because somebody fell in the creek that night and did,
Right. Yeah.
like.
I think we were lucky. We were lucky. But it was fun. Yeah. Yeah. So there's I guess there's a couple festivals I got going on. I haven't. I was planning on trying to talk to a few of them and saying, "Hey, are you like waiting to announce?" So I don't want to say anything too soon, about anything that they don't want to put
Right.
out to
Yeah.
the public yet, but because I haven't even had that conversation with them, and I don't, you know, whatever. But we got some things in the works, um, and December 13th, so a couple weeks.
Be 10 days from today.
Yeah, we got a single coming out called Silence. It's about insomnia, having trouble falling asleep at night. Various reasons. I like to say sometimes self-induced.
Yeah.
I've always every once in a while I'll experience sleep paralysis, which is a pretty weird thing. So I think that song is kind of about a combination of just insomnia, sleep paralysis, and um, what I was trying to capture in that one, I think, was a little bit about how sometimes you're laying there wanting to go to sleep and it seems like your mind's running wild. You can't get your mind to shut up and you're thinking about and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
talking to yourself. And then I get to thinking to myself sometimes, well, if I'm me and I'm telling my mind to shut up, then who is that in there if it's not me? So that's what I start. So that's what I started writing that one about. And that's more of a string version coming out. Um, it's got dobro. I'm playing my Martin and singing, and then I got a kick drum behind my right foot and tambourine behind my left, like the Cover Your Tracks video. And then we got a dobro player, pedal steel player, dobro. We got Jamie Cavalcante. He's in an awesome bluegrass band called the Sugar Mules. And then we got my guys, Eric Radcliffe on pedal steel, and then Michaela Pearl on fiddle, and Max Rush on the upright bass. So that'll be coming out December 13th. We're excited for that one. That'll be our first kind of first actual release with the members of the new band.
Yeah.
So that'll
That's
be fun.
awesome.
And then I think we got plans for either an EP or a full album. I'm hoping for I'm really hoping for spring or summer 2025 for that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I'm glad you went into it. Yeah, I didn't know where you were as far as like steps on, recording and getting records or any sort of EP or music out there. So I'm happy to
Yeah,
hear.
because we had our last band, which was that was the Rust Belt Ragtops, and that was kind of just a group of guys. We threw it together for fun, and we started doing some shows locally, um, and then after that, I think our one of our members who played saxophone and mandolin and sang a lot of the vocals with me. We would kind of go back and forth. David Ramisher, super talented musician. He had to take a break for a little bit from the band, so that's when I started my solo thing. And I had songs that I had written, so I went and I hit my buddy up, um, Brandon Dibbin, that he's a local musician too, but he plays in multiple different groups. Lake Erie is a reggae band, and then Vince Neroni in the band. He plays lead guitar in those, but he's really well. He does really well with. I don't know what software he's using, but so I hit him up. Long story long, and just said, "Hey man, you want to do some recordings for me?" And he said, "Yeah, come over anytime." So I went over there and I started recording some of my solo stuff with my drum and tambourine. Got those out there, and that just started getting a little bit more attention than anything that I'd done musically before.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, that's kind of when I had a talk with the band members, and they were like, "Yeah, we might as well run with this." We got people into that listen to all different types of genres up here, like anywhere else. But this is mine, and if there's something, this is my favorite genre. I mean, if there's something happening with it, might as well run with it. So that's kind of what we're doing. So I figured now that we got a couple new band members, a couple that said they didn't want to go in this route, and we kind of reformed the band. I figure we'll probably release full band versions of the solo songs that I have out now on that EP or album, and then we got I think 4 new ones that we've been doing out here and there, and a couple in the works. So there's a chance it could be a full album, but we'll see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been
Heck
fun.
yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you're doing good. You're on your way. I'm excited for everything to come for next year and
Yeah,
different.
I always say, like this all just kind of happened so fast with going from it being a side thing to doing it full time, and then to start getting on the road and um, getting out there more. And people ask me all the time back home here to like kind of bring it up how people do about like, oh, what if it happens, and my response is always just kind of I feel blessed enough to be able to do what I love for a living. Like it's a dream come true as it is. And to be
Yeah.
able to share my music with people and have people, if it makes an impact on somebody, uh, whatever, if it stays at where it's at for the rest of my life, and I can continue doing what I love for a living, that's a win in my book. So, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but
Absolutely.
getting out there, getting in more people's ears is definitely the goal. So hopefully that goes well, and was well received. Get out there and start moving around.
Heck yeah.
You've helped out a good bit with that too.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you being on, like I said, and kind of filling everyone in and filling me in. And hopefully, if people are listening that are new to your music, go check you out. Where are you most, active at you social media wise? Instagram or Facebook
So
or what?
I use Facebook mainly. Instagram, I'll post my schedules on Facebook and Instagram. I just started trying to roll out the Bands in Town account. I guess a lot of people are using that now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get that going. So my schedule will be on Bands in Town. But Facebook and Instagram are more where I'm going to be sharing uh, the most consistently. And then obviously TikTok is just, I'll post videos on there or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then to stream anywhere, any streaming platform. I use Spotify. I feel like most musicians are looking at their Spotify account more than any others. But,
Yeah. That's what I normally mainly use, Spotify.
Yeah. So I've been using that, but
Good.
yeah, just the social media thing is a whole nother animal that I'm
Yeah,
trying.
everyone needs a different manager for that crap.
Yeah, I'm trying my best with it, man. But the whole I probably don't post enough, but I'm working on it. I'm going to try and get a little bit more active on there. I got burnt out a little bit. I had to take a break from all that. So sometimes you got to take a step back from all the inner workings of the business and just focus on having fun with the music again.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. But
Right.
the industry is rapidly changing.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, hopefully, I won't have to wait all the way till August to see you. Hopefully, I'll see you at a show in the spring or early
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
So,
I know we're trying to put together another show at Duke's Indy.
oh
I know
yeah, good.
she was talking to me about a couple people, a couple other acts that we might be doing something with there. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. I'd like to make my way back out there.
Yeah,
See it again so I can get a new hat.
yeah. I got them hanging up over there. I'll get you one. You had a
Right.
brown one, right? You had tan,
Yeah,
black
yeah,
and
yeah,
tan.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. I'll hook it up.
All black and tan.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, and thanks for being on again.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you soon.